Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's at specifically the McQuinn Athletic Complex, bringing you semifinal section 5A boys lacrosse featuring the Red Knights of Benilde-St. Margaret's. They haven't lost in 2 years. They're taking on Wayzata, who's 10-4 on the year, and we're underway here in St. Louis Park, and right away with the ball is Robbie Hoyt, number 2, and quickly in, and a shot and a goal. Just like that, 12 seconds into the match, Robbie Hoyt sends a message into Trojan land with a 1-0 lead with 11:48 to go. My goodness, if you're a Trojan fan, you're like, can we just hang with these Red Knights? And not right now, says number 2, Robbie Hoyt. And the goal right off the face-off, and that tells you how lightning fast and exciting this sport is. 1-0 before you even got back from the fridge to have a sandwich to watch the game. Robbie Hoyt from way outside. I was just watching a pro match the other day, maybe on the weekend, just to see what it was like, and I think when you're far out outside the arc, they give you 2 points. I wasn't sure. I didn't watch it for that long. And now here comes Kyle Stevens, and the Red Knights are on offense once again, and that's Carson Brandt, number 1. And he'll hold it up, and now Kyle Stevens, and he is an expert defender and a rusher of the ball into the offensive zone, and then he'll take a seat on the sideline until they have to go back on defense. And now the Red Knights are in business on offense with a 1-0 lead. Gus Bell on the far side with the ball. Now up top to number 23, that is Jack Anderson, and now coming in off the sideline with the ball, that's number 12, Adam Beckman. He's got 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points on the year. Now in the far corner, Anderson, number 23, behind the net. Aggressive defense by the Trojans. They are pushing out that perimeter, aren't they? Now at the top of the key to number 23, Jack Anderson, to number 6, Bell. He's their leading scorer. On the year, he has 48 goals with 20 assists, and that shot taken by Brandt over the crossbar and out of bounds, and clock continues to wind. Just underway here, they play 4 quarters, 12 minutes apiece. Quarter number 1, and it gets by, and it gets across the line, and that's going to be an over and back, just like basketball, and an unforced error on the Red Knights, and also a yellow flag just came flying out in the backfield. And they should be stopping as I see some laundry. And there's the referee at midfield, maybe just making it official that there was an over and back. Clock stopped with 10:25 to go. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. This is ParkTV 16 Sports. We're on location, taping live here. Glad you're enjoying our broadcast wherever you are and whatever device you're watching it on. It's 1-0 Red Knights, and we're back underway. This is the Trojans of Wayzata, their first offensive foray of the night. Now at the top of the key, that's number 5, Evan Weatherford. He's got 14 goals, 12 assists, 26 points on the year. Trojans 10-4 out of the Lake Conference, taking on the Red Knights 14-0. Now with it, number 8 for the Trojans. His name is Cullen Britz. He has 19 goals on the year. Now to the near side, number 6, Cam Johnson. He's got 9 goals, 5 assists. Behind the net, number 22, Bennett Brown with 24 goals. Now number 8 with the quick ball rotation, Cullen Britz, as he tried to hit his teammate, number 2, who goes tumbling, Ryder Alstead. And that drew a whistle. Right there, the pass and the cross check from behind by number 13. That was Rafi Johnson-Nixon, the sophomore for Benilde. And I don't see anyone taking a knee, so not necessarily a power play, but it is going to be much like a free kick in soccer, a free something. I don't know if you'd call it a kick or a pass. But here we are on the far side. That is number 22 for the Trojans. His name is Bennett Brown. Now to number 5, Evan Weatherford. To the near side, number 6, Cam Johnson. Now number 8 with it, Cullen Britz. Britz now trots behind the net, being guarded closely by number 22 for the Red Knights. That's Jack Bourget. Now 5 with it on the far wing, Evan Weatherford. Weatherford being guarded closely by 13. That is Rafi Johnson-Nixon. Now behind the net. Maybe a chance for the Trojans. Number 8 with it is Britz. Britz now gets pushed all the way out to the top of the key, lets it go to number 5. That is Weatherford. Weatherford now. Great defense here by the Red Knights as the Trojans having a hard time penetrating that perimeter defense. And look how far out they are pushing the perimeter, the Red Knights, being very aggressive on defense. Number 15 chopping away is Riley Murphy on defense. Now the Trojans, number 22 with it this time, Bennett Brown. Brown now spins, gets pushed, gets rid of it. And catching up with it is number 6, Cam Johnson for the Trojans. So the Trojans having a difficult time penetrating inside on the Red Knights, but they are showing great patience here. 8.5 minutes to go, first quarter. They play quarters in boys lacrosse as opposed to halves. And now behind the net, hacking away. Now coming up number 22 aggressively, Jack Bourget, and they do get it back. And that is number 11 with it on defense. That was William Connor, and quickly into the offensive zone is number 4 for the Red Knights. That is Brad Little, the pass and the goal. This time to number 1, Carson Brandt with the goal, if I saw that correctly. And boy, are they lightning fast. Here is Little on the replay, looks right, comes back left to Brandt, and he just lets it fly. The defender ducks. The goaltender, number 30, never saw it. His name is Henry Kurt. And it's 2-0 Red Knights. That goal comes with 8:08 remaining first quarter, and the Red Knights are right off to a great start here in this semifinal match, taking on the number 4 seed Trojans. Of course, the Red Knights, the number 1 seed, the 2-time defending state champions, going for the three-peat. And on the face-off, won by the Trojans on the infraction. And now here come the Trojans. They're down 2-0. They have yet to get a shot on goal. Axel Esco, he's 6'8", 230 pounds in nets for the Red Knights. I was walking around the field just prior to the match. I'd never really stood inside one of those goals. I'm about 6'2", and that goal is about 6 feet high, I would say. Now here come the Trojans in a shot, and I think it hit the post for a minute there. Axel didn't see it, but then he did at his feet, and now here comes number 2, Robbie Hoyt. He's got 1 goal already on the night, and he'll pull up right about the 30 and wait for the substitutions from the sideline. Free substitutions, much like ice hockey. They can substitute on the fly, and they do often, depending on what's happening. Now Gus Bell gets it back to Dylan Parker, the number 2 leading scorer. He's got 32 goals, 20 assists on the year for the champion Red Knights out of the Metro West Conference, taking on Wayzata out of the Lake Conference. And now the miscue, rare one, tried to hit Luke Drews, went over his head, and is it gonna go out of bounds? No, it's picked up by the long stick by number 3. That's Alex Score. What a great name for sports. It actually is spelled that way, S-C-O-R-E. And now Axel gets it in a quick outlet pass to number 2, Robbie Hoyt. What a brilliant move by the goaltenders. He sprung Hoyt. As he comes in, takes a shot on the run, and it goes wide left and out of bounds. And they're going to give the ball to the Trojans, and that brings some groans from the Red Knight crowd sitting right before me in the press box here. And now the Trojans have it in their own zone to the near side as they break out to number 13. That is Thomas Brunner. And now attempting to get it ahead to number 6, Cam Johnson. He's unable to come up with it. And who comes up with it is number 22 for the Red Knights. Once again, Jack Bourget, the superb defender. And Axel gets it out, tries to hit number 5. That was Luke Drews, and he overshot him that time as well. Poor Luke Drews has tried to receive 2 passes, both of them over his head. And another unforced error by the Red Knights with 6 minutes exactly remaining. Clock stopped. With the ball, number 18, that is William Maleka. And play underway. Clock winding down now, under 6 to go. On the far side, number 22, Bennett Brown. 6 to go in the first quarter. They play 4 12-minute quarters in lacrosse. Now, with it, the shot and the goal by number 22, Bennett Brown. He came in with 24 on the year. That's his 25th. And he answers for the Trojans with a defender right in his face. He beats Axel Esco. Let's look at the replay. Good defense, I felt, right there by Kyle Stevens, number 0. But he did get a step on Stevens, didn't he? And then he went with the bounce pass shot, or the bounce shot. I still got to get that vernacular down. So Brown, getting his 25th of the year, cuts the lead to 2-1. So the Trojans have answered back here. Midway through the first quarter, ball loose following the ensuing faceoff, picked up by Dylan Parker. Parker, great intensity here early in the first quarter. Now with the ball, number 5 is Luke Drews, finally, right? 2 overthrown passes, unable to connect, and now he'll give it to Adam Beckman. Now Beckman to number 16, that is Dylan Popane. Now Dylan Parker on the far side to number 10, that's Cannon Mills, the senior attacker. Runs off is Luke Drews, and now coming on gingerly, slowly, number 4, Brad Little. Now he'll trot in. He gets it over to the near side, Adam Beckman. Now down to Popane behind the net to number 34, Dylan Parker, the second leading scorer. And you can see why right there as he sneaks it in. He took a step out from behind the goal line and then found the upper right-hand corner, or left-hand corner as you look at it. The right-hand corner from the goaltender's perspective, and he beats the goaltender, Henry Kurt, right here. Watch Dylan Parker go to work. He had 32 goals, 20 assists, and that's number 33 as he takes the hit by number 17, Simon Kimlinger. Made him pay on that one, didn't he? That goal comes with 4:45 remaining in the first quarter. Our score 3-1. This is semifinals of 5A boys lacrosse. Winner moves on to the championship on Wednesday night. If the Red Knights win tonight, it'll be right back here, and ParkTV 16 Sports will be with us to bring it to you. Now number 2 is Robbie Hoyt. 3-1 lead and with the ball, 4.5 to go first quarter. Now with it is number 6, Gus Bell. He's their leading scorer. Coming in, he has 48 goals on the season. He was also recognized as a Metro Athlete of the Week a couple weeks ago in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Now Popane thought about shooting. Now at the top of the key to Robbie Hoyt. To the far side, Gus Bell. Bell in the slot, and the shot, and a save. My goodness, if we could get that on replay. That was brilliant save by Henry Kurt. If we have a moment at a break. I had a great vantage point. Now Popane on the turnover. He hits Hunter Payer, and his shot goes wide right and out of bounds. Great turnover action there by the Red Knights. And they retain possession with under 4 to go. 3:50 to be exact. Dylan Parker now, as the Red Knights moving quickly on offense. They're up 3-1. These two teams did not meet during the regular season, although they did have 3 common opponents. And I'll get to that in a moment as to how those 3 games went for each one. Now here comes Gus Bell, and a ground pass, it looked like, tried to get it inside, and it got all the way through to Dylan Popane. Now Parker switches places with him, gets it up top to number 5, Luke Drews. He gives it up to number 2, Robbie Hoyt. Now Gus Bell being harassed on defense by number 13, that's Thomas Brunner, the junior for the Trojans. Now Gus Bell on top to Robbie Hoyt. Parker, great quick ball rotation. Popane to Parker, looks, takes the shot, and blows it by Kurt for the goal. Last time Kurt got the better of that shot, but this time he could not catch up with that speed by Dylan Parker. And Parker, with his 32 goals right here, you can see Kurt, he saw it coming, but there's so much pace on these balls, my goodness. And he just couldn't react in time, could he? What a great camera angle by Tyler. He's up top of the press box, bringing you the camera angles. Paul Broden and Leah in the truck. Now in the face-off circle, number 7 does the honors, Maxwell Miller, and he gets it to number 4 on the face-off, Brad Little. Little now with the Trojans with a 3-goal lead with under 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Now behind the net, Dylan Parker. Parker to the near side, Carson Brandt. Nobody really on him, but he'll flip it up top to the top of the key to Jack Anderson, number 23, now coming off the sideline to take the ball, number 12, Adam Beckman. So free substitutions constantly by the Red Knights. That keeps the players fresh. Kind of a hot, humid night tonight, 80 degrees, 85 maybe at game time. Not much wind, but they are out of the east. And there is a smoky haze in the air, big wildfires in Quebec, Canada, blowing smoke in here. There actually is an air quality index warning I heard on the radio driving out here till 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to affect these kids, though, at all. And there's Hunter Payer's shot going wide left. Stop the clock with 2:04 to go. Now the Trojans, and look at the big hit by Carson Brandt. Number 17, Simon Kimlinger, on the receiving end of that invitation. All legal in boys lacrosse. Now Kyle Stevens with the long stick. Perfect pass into the offensive zone to Carson Brandt with 1:44 to go. First quarter. Red Knights looking for their 5th goal. Now Jack Anderson. And the roll pass out of the sidelines. Gus Bell now to 12. That is Adam Beckman. Beckman has 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points on the year. Now Carson Brandt behind the net. Little pirouette, top of the key to Beckman, and a shot and a goal by Beckman. That's his 10th. And that comes with 1:17 remaining first quarter. And our score now 5-1, Red Knights. Mind you, they haven't lost in 2 years. Undefeated on the year, 14-0 coming into this. Brandt on the assist, and there is number 7, Maxwell Miller. Here's the hit by Brandt. Welcome to Benilde-St. Margaret's territory, says Carson Brandt to the Trojans, number 17, Simon Kimlinger. And now here come the Trojans. They win that face-off, and the pass is a miscue, and trying to recover for the Trojans was number 6, Cam Johnson, but unable to come up with it. But who is coming up with it is William Connor. Oh, and he almost lost it on his own. No one there for the Trojans to take advantage of the slip, and he recovered nicely. Now to number 5, Luke Drews. Drews rushes it into the offensive zone, and now into the corners, Carson Brandt. Back to Drews. Quickly now to the top of the key to Robbie Hoyt, and now coming off the sideline, Gus Bell, the leading scorer. He's been quiet so far here in the first quarter. I checked the clock, 38 seconds and counting remaining in quarter number 1. Quick shot by Gus Bell from the left side, and it goes through the crease and out of bounds to the near side, stopping the clock with 32.4 seconds remaining. Now the whistle, clock back underway with 30 seconds. Brandt, quick pass, shot, and a save. No, deflected. Yes, it was a save, but it wasn't corralled by the goaltender. Comes all the way out to Gus Bell with 20 seconds remaining, and now a timeout taken by Coach Giuseppe Palermo with 20.5 seconds remaining. And an interesting timeout, but not a bad one strategically. I felt with 20 seconds remaining, your team up 5-1. Maybe come up with a play here to get that 6th goal right at the end of the first quarter, which will give us an opportunity to look at the Section 5A boys lacrosse brackets. And there's Benilde at the top of the bracket, the number 1 seed, and why not? As I've already mentioned a couple times, they haven't lost in 2 years. They've won the state tournament the last 2 years in a row, taking on the number 4 seed Wayzata Trojans. And then, of course, Maple Grove, the number 2 seed at the bottom. They are hosting number 3 Armstrong. The winners of these 2 matches will go to the section final on Wednesday night, June 7th, just the night after tomorrow. And if the Red Knights win, they'll be right back here to host that match, likely at 7 o'clock. And ParkTV 16 Sports will be here to bring you all the action on tape delay. And we appreciate you watching us here, wherever you are, whenever you are. And now, after the quick timeout, we have 20.5 seconds remaining. And the Red Knights have possession of the ball, looking to squeak in another goal here in the last 20 seconds, which is entirely possible because if you watch the semifinal of the girls, which we just taped a couple hours ago, they scored 2 goals with 30 seconds remaining in the second half when they were down 4-0. But the Trojans have it after the whistle, so my mistake there. 10 seconds, 8 seconds remaining. They are taking their time. I don't understand why they don't go for it. 3 seconds. They're just, I don't know if they're aware of the clock. There it is. So I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but I would have gone for it if I was Wayzata there, but they didn't, and they are down 5-1 after 1 quarter, so come on back for quarter number 2. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports.
first, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are bringing you 5A semifinal boys lacrosse. The Trojans, the number 4 seed, and the Red Knights, the number 2 seed. And after 1 quarter complete, our score 5-1 Red Knights. The Trojans and the Red Knights had 3 common opponents this year: Breck, Orono, and Edina. Of course, the Red Knights won all 3 of theirs. They're undefeated on the year. And the Trojans won 2 of 3. The only difference was a loss to Edina. They're 10-4 in the year out of the Lake Conference. The Red Knights 14-0 out of the Metro West. And now the beginning of quarter number 2, going left to right. That's Kyle Stevens with the long stick, number 0. He tried to dump it back to Luke Drews, who wasn't there. There was nobody home. The Trojans trying to take advantage of the unforced error, and they do. That's number 15 with it for the Trojans, Jacob Bear. And quickly now gets into Axel Eskos, and he hits Kyle Stevens on the fly with a perfect shot. Now, the shot by Luke Drews goes wide right, out of bounds, and they're going to award possession. Is it to the Red Knights? A little difficult to tell. There's the replay by Luke Drews' shot. And the Red Knights do maintain possession with Hunter Payer. Now to Luke Drews. Now Gus Bell will play more of the point guard. In the first quarter, he played more of the wing. Now on the far side, that's number 2, Robbie Hoyt. Dylan Parker there looking for a screen, and good offensive, aggressive defense, I should say, by number 22, Bennett Brown for the Trojans. Now to the near side, Bell, the leading scorer for the Red Knights. Back to Robbie Hoyt. They play catch now into the corner to Hunter Payer. Payer now to Dylan Parker behind the net. He's being guarded closely by number 24, Bryce Thompson, the junior for the Trojans. Now Dylan Parker out to Popane. Now to Robbie Hoyt, and the quick shot by Gus Bell, and that's why he's the leading scorer. That's his first shot of the night, and you can see the hand on the hip by the goaltender, Henry Kurt. Didn't know what to do. That is just too good by number 6. And here's how it's set up. Robbie Hoyt took a shot in, faked, froze the defense briefly, and then look at the wicked pace on that shot, and what a great camera angle. You could see the movement on the ball, and there is the hand on the hip going, what are you going to do? And what are you going to do? 6-1 Trojans. That goal comes with 10:41 to go. Second quarter. Back to the face-off circle, and that is number 8 for the Red Knights. William Fratelloni this time doing, no, that's number 18. Excuse me, Benjamin Watts on the face-off, and now out of bounds, and they're going to award the ball to the Trojans. They're down 6-1 with 10:32 on the clock, second quarter. And we're back underway. Trojans, not a lot of offense so far, although they did have a nifty goal in the first quarter by Bennett Brown. But their scoring opportunities have been few and far between thus far. Now with it, number 5, Evan Weatherford, the sophomore. He has 14 goals, 12 assists on the year. Behind the net to number 8, Cullen Britz. Britz now rushes up top, spins left, tried to put it in there. Flag goes up, whistle, clock stops with 9:58 to go. And Kyle Stevens is taking a bit of an educational conversation from the referee there. You read his body language, a little bit of a mild disagreement, but that's okay. Nevertheless, we always know who wins those arguments. Every time in every sport, just about. Okay, now here come the Trojans with it. Number 22, that is Bennett Brown. He has their lone goal. Now up top to number 2, Ryder Alstead. And around the net we go, back to Brown. Brown now, quickly moving to 5, Weatherford. Now on the far side again. Good ball movement by the Trojans. Now Brown looking to shoot, decides to forego that opportunity, gives it to Weatherford. Weatherford now. And now popping out up top with him is Cullen Britz. And Weatherford now getting harassed on defense by number 11 for the Red Knights. That's William Connor putting the pressure on. Now Bennett has an opening and a shot. Bounced it wide left. And it looked like Axel Esco, the junior goaltender, was there to meet the challenge right there, but the ball looks like it hit the net, but then took a spin and went left. Much like tennis, if you put some spin on the ball, when it hits the ground, it can go left or right. You can do all kinds of creative things with it, just like tennis, which is another sport this resembles in that regard, for sure. Now here comes number 4, Brad Little on defense. Breaks through, crosses midfield. Still with it, number 4, Brad Little. Nice job on defense, rushing into the offensive zone. Spectacular job. Now number 2, Robbie Hoyt with it. And he'll bring it out, and the Trojans being very aggressive on defense. They're bringing out that perimeter. Now Hunter Pear gets it over to the far side to number 12. That's Adam Beckman. Now number 10 with it, Cannon Mills. Mills now trots to the near side. And off the sideline is Jack Anderson, number 23. Over to number 12 again. That's Adam Beckman. Now behind the net to Dylan Popane. Now Carson Brandt, number 1, coming around the corner. Gets pushed back. Good defense by the Trojans, number 12. That was Will Schneider. Now with it up top, number 12, Adam Beckman. Jack Anderson. Quick ball movement. I look at the clock. 8 minutes remaining now. Second quarter. 6-1 our score in this semifinal 5A lacrosse, and the shot taken by Beckman goes wide right and out of bounds. And it appears that Dylan Popane and the Red Knights are going to retain possession. Clock stopped with 7:56 remaining, second quarter. Now play back underway, top of the key, Jack Anderson from the point position. Now behind the net to number 10, Cannon Mills. Quickly to Popane. Now up top to Carson Brandt. Brandt with the left-handed shot goes wide left and out of bounds. And it appears the Red Knights are going to retain possession. There's that quick replay. Now Jack Anderson behind the net, coming in unassisted, and the stop made. Rebound gets into the Trojans' possession. Nice defense by the goaltender, Henry Kurt, K-I-R-T, the junior. And his outlet pass goes over the intended receiver, but it ended up in the basket of number 5, Evan Weatherford. And Weatherford has it as he breaks loose on the far side. Being guarded closely by number 8 for the Red Knights, William Fratelloni. And he goes down, and he appears hurt, Weatherford that is, as he took a shot from the Red Knights. And he is now laid out on his back, and that drew a whistle, and that clock stops the clock at 7:09. Let's see if we can see what happened. And there is number 22 for the Red Knights with the long stick, Jack Bourget. And he caught Weatherford, who remains on his back being tended to by the Trojan coaches. And once again, there's the shot right there at the shoulder. And then coming in, and the shot right there by number 8 sent him to the ground, Fratelloni. And it's hard to tell exactly what the injury may have been, but he remains down. And some of the players are on their knees, as are the Red Knights, a sign of physical respect for whenever a player goes down, and now he's getting up slowly. I couldn't tell if he took a shot to the head there and we've got concussion issues, or he just maybe got the wind knocked out of him. He had just sprinted, and he may have been out of breath, and then you take a shot like that without any breath, and it can shake you up a little bit, I can imagine. And he is slow leaving the field, isn't he? So when you're watching on TV or from the distance I am, it's oftentimes difficult to know how hard those hits are. And now we have a timeout taken by the Trojans with their player down. It's going to cause them to regroup. So we have a timeout on the field with 7:09 remaining in quarter number 2, which will give me an opportunity to talk a little bit about how these two teams got here. As I indicated at the beginning of the broadcast, the Trojans were 10-4, and I always look when I do a match, if I have time, to see if they had any common opponents. And coming into tonight's match, the Trojans and the Red Knights had 3 common opponents. Both teams played Breck this year, and the Red Knights played Breck just on Thursday in the quarterfinal, and they beat them 24-1, as compared to the Trojans, who beat them back on April 27th, 16-3. So both teams had their way with Breck. So that might not be an indication of how this game might turn out. Then the other teams that they played that were in common were Orono, and the Red Knights played them the second game of the year and beat them 13-3 as we watched them break their huddle. They didn't call the timeout, so they don't have a lot to talk about. Trojans still remain huddling. But anyway, the Red Knights beat Orono 13-3. And I'm listening to Mick, the PA announcer, as I'm discussing this, and there's going to be a 1-minute penalty. And there might be a 2-minute penalty. I also heard what they call non-releasable. So there are 2 Red Knights. You can see them on your screen taking a knee. They're not in church. They are in the penalty box. And one of them has a 2-minute kneel down pray session, and the other one a 1-minute kneel down pray session. So if I do my math right, that means we have a 2-player advantage power play for the Trojans. And if they're going to get back in it, this is their chance here with 7:09 to go. Second quarter play back underway following the timeout and the doling out of grievances by the referees against the Red Knights. Now the Trojans take a quick shot, blocked by Esco, and back into Esco's net. Good defense by the Red Knights. Down 2 players for the next 1 minute, and then another player for a minute. And here comes Carson Brandt. They don't care. Here he comes into the offensive zone, looking for some cutters, and now he'll back up as no one was open. And they are down 2 players. And on offense, if I look out there, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not including the goaltender for the Trojans. So they're down a player. Carson Brandt with it. 6:18 remaining. Clock continues to wind down. Second quarter. We're at the McQuinn Athletic Complex on the beautiful campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's. They lead 6-1. And they're content to run out this clock, especially down a player. Now 1 player comes back on. I just see him now. That's number 22, who had the 1-minute penalty, Jack Bourget. And number 8, William Fratelloni, got the 2-minute penalty, and he remains on a knee. 5:47 remaining, and I think the Red Knights are just going to wait out the penalty, unless, of course, they don't, and that's Robbie Hoyt. Robbie Hoyt now travels around. I'll keep an eye on the bench to see when Fratelloni can come back out to rejoin the congregation. Now a bounce pass up top. Under 5.5 to go, and Carson Brandt looks to the sideline. It almost for sure appears they're trying to wind down the clock to kill the power play. And now a whistle right there, and Carson Brandt is called for the infraction. And now the shot taken by Luke Drews, and that's going to draw the flag from the official. I do think his back was turned, but he got a feeling of what it was. And now the Trojans have the ball until they allow the Red Knights to touch it, or there's another stoppage. And we're going to have another penalty against, I believe, Luke Drews for that hit. Unless I'm mistaken, right here, here comes Drews out of nowhere, bang. In hockey, they would call that charging, wouldn't they? That was a huge hit there. And yes, on the sidelines is number 5, Luke Drews, the 3rd penalty. And that comes with 5 minutes to go. Our score, 6-1. Trojans with the ball. And that's number 22. It's a 30-second penalty. Delay a game is the call. Interesting call that they would call it that. But that's what it was. Bennett Brown now, who has the lone goal for the Trojans with it. Miscue pass, and that's not going to fly if you're a Trojan fan, because scooping it up like a Herbie vacuum cleaner, number 15, Riley Murphy. Now to Kyle Stevens into the front. Offensive zone, and now here comes number 4, Brad Little. A well-oiled machine, these Red Knights. 4:20 remaining. Now Gus Bell. He'll retreat around the 20. Now to Little, number 4. As we approach 4 minutes remaining in the second half. Now Dylan Parker. Red Knights now. They won 24-1 in their quarterfinal. A little bit better test here tonight Up 6-1 now with it, Luke Drews. Drews with the shot and a goal. From way outside at about the 26-yard line, he let that fly, and he beats the goaltender Henry Kurt for goal number 7. Luke Drews, there he is as he trots off. Drews came in with 14 goals, 6 assists on the year. Look at the spin move, and then just lets it fly right from the 25, and he threads the needle in the upper left-hand corner, and Kurt, you can feel the emotional pain letting that in right there, watching his body language. And we go back to the center circle with the sun setting over the western horizon directly behind us, and it's creating a cool atmosphere, although the lights are on. And that's Riley Murphy winning the faceoff, and he kind of handcuffed Dylan Parker, got in a little close. And with those sticks, it's kind of hard to get them in at your midsection when it comes right at you. Unlike if you were playing baseball, you know, holding a glove is a different thing. The basket of the glove is a lot closer to your body than the basket of a lacrosse stick. Now the outlet pass to Bennett, unable to connect, gets all the way into the offensive zone. I thought the Trojans might get a break there, but not now. And now here comes number 15 for the Red Knights. That is Riley Murphy, and a shot and a goal. Once again, number 1, I believe, Carson Brandt with the goal. And they are just lightning fast right here. Riley Murphy and the shot, Carson Brandt. And looking right into the sun was the goaltender Henry Kurt. But you know what? The sun had nothing to do with it. Carson Brandt, I mean, there was a natural tail on that ball. And that is the story there, right? 8-1 the score. Now the Trojans winning the faceoff. That's Alec Score with it and the long stick, and he'll pull up shop here around the 20 on the near sidelines, being guarded closely by the Red Knights number 2, Robbie Hoyt. And the Red Knights, they are just relentless on all parts of the field on defense, and now getting his nose dirty. Jack Bourget hits the dirt and wins the ball back, and now he lofts it to Kyle Stevens as he looks up just in time, and he's got daylight ahead of him as he crosses the 20. Tried to get it to Popane. The shot while on the run was a little off the mark, and it gets by Popane out of bounds, and an unforced error turnover will put the ball in the possession of the Red Knights, or excuse me, of the Trojans right there. A little difficult to handle at your feet. And now the Trojans will try to break out of their own zone. Kyle Stevens gets it to Popane, comes right in. And the save by Kurt this time, or no, it's a goal. He did get it by him. And now the 9th goal, and the floodgates have opened up here at McQuinn Athletic Complex. Here's the replay. Kyle Stevens with the nifty short pass to Popane. He comes in, and then he just leans back and beats Kurt as he got Kurt leaning to his left. He went back to the right. Kurt's right and to the Popane's left for that goal. And that 9th goal comes with 2.5 minutes to go. And we're getting close to mercy rule time. Paul, I can't remember, what is the differential? Is it 10 goals, 12? And it's not till the second half, and we're not quite there yet, but I think we're getting there. Now, here come the Red Knights again with 2:23 remaining. That's number 4, Brad Little. Little now is going to take a shot. Gets deflected in front, ball loose, picked up by the Trojans. Number 17 with it. That is Simon Kimlinger. Now gets it back to Kurt. Kurt, oh, nice, nifty, underhanded outlet pass by number 12 for the Trojans was Will Schneider. And then Carson Brandt came up and intercepts the ball and forces it out of bounds. And now he'll have it as the referee directs him back. The clock stopped with exactly 2 minutes to go. Red Knights leading 9-1. This is semifinal 5A boys lacrosse. Now stepping in off the sidelines to accept that pass, Adam Beckman. 1:52 remaining. Sticky, warm evening here in St. Louis Park. Sun has kindly cut through the smoky air from the wildfires in Quebec, Canada. Dew point right around 60, so not exactly comfortable, but probably great weather to be playing lacrosse out there as long as you stay hydrated. Now Dylan Parker behind the net to Popane. Now Carson Brandt cuts left, takes the shot and a goal. That is just too good. No, it's not too good. That's a compliment, just so you know. It's very good. When I say it's too good, that means it's really good. And this is really good. Watch this. Fakes right, creates space, and just the pace of that shot. I mentioned this at a broadcast last time at boys lacrosse. I wish we could get a speed gun on that shot. I would like to know how fast those things are and compare it to a major league fastball. Most of us would never see a 100-mile-an-hour fastball if we were standing at home plate, and a goaltender, the pace of that ball's got to be upwhere near that speed. All right, now 1:20 to go here, second quarter, 10-1 our score. Red Knights in control, and now there was a collision away from the play between number 33, Brady Marcus for the Red Knights, and number 27, Ben Weekly, and that results in the Red Knights getting possession once again. And they have it now with exactly 1 minute to go in quarter number 2. That's Gus Bell to the top of the key to number 23, Gus Anderson. Or excuse me, Jack Anderson. And there's another shot and a goal, this time by Dylan Popane. That makes it 11-1, and it comes with 47.3 seconds remaining, and the floodgates are open. Nifty pass by Brandt, set up Popane. And Popane came into the match with 19 goals, 17 assists, 36 points. Now he's got 20 on the year, unless I missed one earlier. I don't keep very good stats when I'm doing the announcing, but it's 11-1. That's a stat I know, and that's a stat that matters. What else matters is there's 47.3 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Winner moves on to the championship on Wednesday night, and if the Red Knights hold on here, which don't bet the farm that they won't, they'll be back here on Wednesday, and so will ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us for this semifinal. If you like lacrosse, these Red Knights are putting on a clinic once again in high school lacrosse. The two-time state champions, and now the save by Axel Esco, and the nifty, perfect outlet pass to Little. Little now takes a shot, protects that ball with the right hand, gets by the defender, now into the open front court. And now loose, and it's picked up by number 3. Well done by Alex Score, and he gets it back to Kurt, the goaltender, who then outlets it to number 18 for the Trojans. That's Maleka with 10 seconds remaining. The Trojans trying to get one more goal here before the end of the half, but they're going the wrong way with 4 seconds remaining. I don't think they have clock awareness. And there is the final whistle signifying the end of quarter number 2. It's halftime from the McQuinn Athletic Complex. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us. Come on back for half number 2.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports, and here we are underway. And the Trojans have the ball. There was no face-off, and there is a flag by the referee in the far corner, just underway here, third quarter, and there's the whistle as the Red Knights touch it, and there's going to be a penalty against the Red Knights. We're here on ParkTV 16 Sports, bringing you 5A lacrosse semifinals, third quarter. Our score 11-1, and right off the bat, with 11:44 remaining in quarter number 3, there was a flag and a whistle. And it looks like Kyle Stevens is going to take a knee on the far sideline, and there he goes down. Gets a pad on the head from his coach, Giuseppe Palermo. So now the Trojans with a little bit of an opportunity, but they have an Everest of a mountain to climb here, down 11-1 against the two-time defending state champion Benilde lacrosse team. So Kyle Stevens on his knee. And the Trojans on their 4th, I believe, power play. And there on defense is number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon gets it back to Axel Esco, and now the Red Knights, down a player, have the ball in their possession, and they get it to the near sideline. That's number 13, Rafi Johnson-Nixon. Rafi now with it, getting chased around, staying in the offensive zone. And now there is a whistle on the near side. And I think there was a timeout taken, and there was by the Trojans, I believe. So just like that, with a little over a minute into quarter number 3, a timeout on the field. With our score 11-1, I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports, bringing you all kinds of great lacrosse action, Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knight style. We brought you, this is our 4th playoff game of the season. We brought you 2 last Thursday. The girls and the boys both won. We did the girls game earlier today that started at 5 o'clock. This guys game started at 7, June 5th. 2023, and now we're in the 3rd quarter, and the Red Knights are up 11-1, and I think we're 1 goal away by the Red Knights to go, or maybe 2 goals away to get to mercy time, which means the clock runs unless there's a timeout. So usually it stops with a whistle for an infraction or a penalty and a goal. And if we get to the mercy rule, the clock will just continue to run. And so there's 12 minutes per quarter, so a little less than 24 to go in the second half. And now, following the quick timeout, the teams reemerge from the far sideline. And it's turning into a beautiful evening here. The sun won't set till almost 9 o'clock now as we approach the summer solstice. The 3rd week of June, and the nights are long. The sun's up by 5:30, 6 o'clock. Long summer days have arrived in Minnesota after a long winter. Okay, back underway. Red Knights have it. And that was Carson Brandt. And now on the far side, the leading scorer with 49 goals on the year, Gus Bell. Now behind the net to Dylan Parker. Parker now. Kyle Stevens on his knee. That means the Trojans are on the power play, and now good defense behind his own net by the Trojans. Will Schneider pops that ball loose, and he does win it back as the referees award it to him. So great work there by number 12, Will Schneider. And he headmans it to number 3 for the Trojans. That's Alex Score with the long stick. He cuts back to the center of the field, crosses midfield, gets pushed back there by number 8, William Fratelloni, and he can't get by Fratelloni. And now Fratelloni, being aggressive, draws the whistle, and he trots back. And now another timeout on the field, this time by Wayzata. That's their first, according to Mick, the PA announcer. So that other timeout was taken by the Red Knights. And look at Will Fratelloni on defense, just relentless. And there's the cross check. And oftentimes some of those appear legal to me in lacrosse. I don't ever pretend to be an expert in the sport. I never played it. Although I think it would be fun to get out and play a get-up game so I could have a little better knowledge of it. But that is, no one's yet to invite me, Paul. I doubt that's coming anytime soon, which I'm okay with. But that'll give us a chance again to look at the bracket. So the Red Knights, the number 1 seed, they're up 11-1 in the second half. Pretty unlikely the Trojans are going to come back. That doesn't mean you shouldn't keep watching, because it's brilliant, beautiful lacrosse to watch. In a beautiful setting here with the marsh and the forest in the background surrounding this beautiful campus. It's hard to believe that just on the other side of us is one of the busiest freeways in the Twin Cities, Highway 100. But it's true. That's one of the great things about the Twin Cities area. You can find creeks and streams right among the freeways and the suburbs, all within miles of each other, and downtown Minneapolis. You get the best of both worlds, and you don't have to drive very far to get it. You can be in a cornfield in 20 minutes as well, or find a lake anywhere. Okay, now, following the timeout by the Trojans, coming over to pick up the ball, number 22, that's Bennett Brown. He's got 25 goals on the year. He's got the lone goal for the Trojans tonight. The lone goal, they're down 11-1. Clock now back underway as we approach 10 minutes to go, and Bennett Brown with it. And his pass is a little bit errant. He intended it for number 7, Logan Adler, and now it's taken away by number 11 for the Red Knights, William Connor. Connor gets it to Axel Esco, and now to number 22 for the Red Knights, Bourget, and he gets it ahead to Carson Brandt, and he's got room ahead of him. But he'll take it easy and trot behind the goal line, and he'll go by Dylan Parker, used him as sort of a half screen, and now he'll occupy that far corner. As we approach 9.5 minutes, coming off the sideline to receive the ball was Adam Beckman, now to the near side to number 4, Brad Little. Little now puts the move on, gets by the defender, now backs up, and behind the net, the one-handed grab by Brand as he tried to hit number 10, cutting in from that right side in the slot was Cannon Mills, and they were unable to connect, or that might have been another certain goal by the Red Knights. That opportunity just goes by the wayside. Now number 12, Adam Beckman inside, and ball intercepted or interfered with by Thomas Brunner for the Trojans, and he gets it into the basket of Henry Kurt, their goaltender, and now he outlets it to the far side to number 17. That is Simon Kimlinger. Kimlinger to Bennett Brown. Bennett spins and loses it. Good defense by the Red Knights, and it's picked up on the fly by Riley Murphy. Murphy rushes it into the offensive zone. He's got daylight ahead of him, being chased by Bennett. Bennett finally catches up with them with a cross check, and he gets it over to number 4, Brad Little. Nice individual effort. Now another whistle. This time they're going to call it, it looks like, against number 22, Bennett Brown. And it looks like he's getting a little bit of a lecture from the referee. Brown pleading his case. He's like, yeah, it's okay. Let's play on. Now number 4, Brad Little to Gus Bell. Now to number 2, off the sideline, Robbie Hoyt. Hoyt started the scoring way back, just 15 seconds into the first quarter. Now Gus Bell at the top of the key, comes in with the shot, and it goes wide right and out of bounds, and it appears the Red Knights will have it. Here's that replay, and the shot just misses that right post. And now Bell with it again. Play back underway as we approach 8 minutes remaining in period number 3. Gus Bell spins. Now to Dylan Parker, who's up top. All these players can play all points of the field. Now the shot by number 4, Little, gets deflected by Kurt. Nice save by the Trojans goaltender. Now the outlet pass right on the money. Takes the shot. I saw that coming from Fratelloni or Jack Bourget, and that causes the turnover. That's just relentless, beautiful defensive lacrosse on the part of the Red Knights. And now Carson Brandt back on offense. Boy, once the Trojans feel like they have a chance, they just give it right back. Another nice save by Kurt, but the rebound was right out in front. Bounces around behind the net. Still fighting for it. Hunter Payer there in the action, and now coming away with it is the Trojans' number 13, Thomas Brunner, with the long stick. And an outlet pass to the far side connects with Simon Kimlinger. Now, nice pass ahead at midfield to number 15, Jacob Bear. Bear now, he's a big kid, and he loses it from behind, taken away by Kyle Stevens, and the pirouette pass ahead to number 2, Robbie Hoyt. He's got a head of steam. Now to the right side, and the shot by Hunter Payer, and the kick save with the left foot by Kurt. Great lacrosse action. That save was suitable for framing by Kurt right here as he denies Payer. Look at that kick out there. That's a highlight reel for that young man in goal, isn't it? All right, now 6:54 clock stop. Now we're back underway. 11-1 our score. No scoring yet, I believe, in the second half so far. That's a credit to the Trojans defense. Now the outlet pass to Thomas Brunner as he gets it into the offensive zone. Tries to get it back to number 8, Cullen Britz. Ball loose, and now that is number 26, Holton Vanderlinde for the Red Knights. And now it's in the basket of Carson Brandt, number 1 on the near side. And he'll pull up on that left wing. And now substitutions. Gus Bell comes onto the pitch. Now Dylan Parker with the spin move and a goal, and he takes a shot at the same time. But Dylan Parker, the number 2 leading scorer on the Red Knights, gets his, I believe, 34th goal. He came in with 32. I think that's his second on the night. And that is the 12th tally for the Red Knights, and that comes with 6:17 to go. Look at the spin move shot as he gets tripped up on his own momentum. And that means it's 12-1.
Number 34, Dylan Parker.
So Dylan Parker on the goal, 34 on the year. The leading scorer, Gus Bell, has 49, and now here come the Trojans with number 3 with it. That is Alex Score. Back to number 18 for the Trojans, William Maleka. Score with it. What a name for an athlete. Alex Score. All right, now, number 20, Finn Miller. Now to Bennett Brown, who has the one goal for the Trojans. He took his shot from 25 yards away. Well, it's more like 15, but from the 25-yard line. If you do the math, that goal is right at the 10-yard line of American football. Now fighting his way in, number 8 with the shot. What a great individual effort by that young man, Cullen Britz. He had 19 goals on the year, and he just sheer effort and will got himself into a position to take a shot. It was not successful, but the effort was there and deserves commendation there for sure. Now here come the Trojans, and now a whistle stops the clock with 5:21 remaining, third quarter. We're at the McQuinn Athletic Complex. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports on location. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us for this exciting lacrosse semifinal match. Winner moves on to the final of 5A. Next stop after that, state tournament. I was trying to count, I think to get to this, to win the state tournament, you gotta win 3, the quarters, the semis, and the championship. And to get there, you gotta win 3 here. And if the Red Knights hold on, they'll need 4 more wins after tonight to win their 3rd consecutive state championship. But we're getting ahead of ourselves now with 4:48 to go. The Trojans now with the ball, number 15, Jacob Bear. Bear now maintaining possession, being guarded closely by number 8, William Fratelloni. Fratelloni just fighting him tooth and nail. Finally, giving up the ball was Bear as he turns around and growls at Fratelloni. Now, moving in on the far side, number 6 is Cam Johnston. Gets it behind the net. Trojans looking their best, and they are just getting surrounded and swallowed up by the Red Knight defense, aren't they? Hitting the turf was Cullen Britz, and a whistle right here. Look at them close in like a bunch of Red Knight piranhas. Oof. These Trojans having a difficult time, as anyone would against this superior Red Knight team. It would be interesting to see if these Red Knights could play any national type games against some of the other top lacrosse teams in the country. I don't know if they ever have the opportunity to do that. Maybe they do in the off season with their club sports or whatever they do, but they look really good here again. That's Raffi Johnson-Nixon as he rushes it into the offensive zone. Number 13 still with it on the far side. Nice job by number 13, Raffi Johnson-Nixon. Now the Red Knights are in business again on offense. That's Gus Bill on the right wing as he waits for, that's number 5 coming on, Luke Drews, as he accepts the ball for number 2, Robbie Hoyt. 3:24 and counting in the third quarter. Pass into Gus Bell, gets by the defense and scores it. My goodness. That was brilliant, and that was suitable for framing, wasn't it? For number 6, Gus Bell, that's his 50th of the year. And that is a milestone, isn't it? 50 goals. He took that pass in traffic, eluded 3 defenders, found wide open space, handcuffed the goaltender Kurt, and went right in on that right post for the goal. And now it's 13-1, and I think we got to be in running time now, don't we? Not that I'm begging for it, but I think that's the rule, and we'll see if the scorekeeper keeps up with that. But I'm almost certain that 12 is the demarcation line for running time. Now with it for the Trojans, number 3, that's Alex Score. And he gets it to number 18, William Maleka. To number 6, Cam Johnson, now Maleka. Deep breath by both teams here, if not for a moment. Now number 6, Cam Johnson with it. Being poked at by number 15, Riley Murphy on defense. And number 6 now getting harassed behind the net. Cam Johnson gets it to number 6. That is Johnson. He still had it. Now at the top of the key, getting pushed all the way back is number 7, Logan Adler, the junior. Adler now will try that left hash mark against number 24, Judah Johnson-Nixon. And Judah Johnson-Nixon wins that battle as it gets into Kyle Stevens, and on the bounce, He tries to get it to Raffy Johnson-Nixon, and Raffy picks it up. Yes, he does. Spin move. Still has it at the 35. Now he goes to the far side, and he takes a shot, and he takes another shot, and a flag from the far side, and now the harassment, and smartly, Raffy Johnson-Nixon gets himself out of there rather than get baited into an altercation. And it is getting a little chippy out there, and we are in running time. Even though the whistle sounded, the clock is continuing to run at 1:40, 1:39. And this is what you need to worry about if you're the referees, or the coaches for that matter, with the score this much of a differential and the outcome really not in doubt. It can get a little chippy here as tempers start to flare, and there's the referee over at the scores table explaining what's going on here, and you can see a knee taken by Raffy Johnson-Nixon. I gotta say, I didn't see anything that Raffy Johnson-Nixon did. He was the one that was getting, I think, harassed and bullied and pushed around, and he got himself out of it. Judge for yourself here. There he takes a shot, takes another one, then another one, then another one, and then the flag comes out. He's getting totally harassed. He does that for a second, and then they call the penalty on him. I completely disagree with that call. I thought he was showing unbelievable restraint there, but probably the wiseness of the referees is both of them took a knee there. But I think Raffy was just trying to defend himself, the poor kid. But both teams' players take a knee, and the most important thing is that they keep both teams their emotions in check. And now the clock is running with 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And that is Robbie Hoyt with it. 17 seconds left. They're up 13-1. They're in running time. And I wonder if they're just going to let it run out here. I believe that would be the good move here, especially with tempers starting to fly here. And we got a timeout coming here at the end of the quarter, which is right now. And there's a push at the end. And the Red Knights take the high road there, and we are at the break between quarters 3 and 4. Our score 13-1. Stay with us at ParkTV 16 Sports. Come on back.
If you go to a waiting room for the cancer clinic at Children's, every parent is wondering, will that next breakthrough happen in time to save my child? We have the knowledge, we have the insights from decades of research. We may be able to cure cancer with no worse side effects than feeling like you have a cold for a couple days. It's not a question of if we're going to be able to do this, it's just a matter of when. The quality of the medical care at Seattle Children's Hospital and the depth and breadth of the research community here will impact the well-being of children throughout the world.
Seattle Children's is working relentlessly to improve treatments for more than 200 diseases and conditions. And as one of the nation's top children's hospitals, we're not just beating the odds, we're changing them for all kid kind. Find a clinical trial that could change everything at seattlechildrens.org/clinical trials.
Back with ParkTV 16 Sports on location and beginning of the fourth quarter, and there's a shot and a goal by number 34, Dylan Parker. That comes with 10 seconds into the fourth quarter, and we're in running time, and our score is 13-1. And there's a brilliant pass, and right in front, Dylan Parker gets his third goal of the night. That's 35 on the year. And the clock continues to wind down. The Trojans came in with a 10-4 record. They had an outstanding year. The Trojans were 10-4, I believe, on the year, weren't they? Oh, the score is 14-1. My fault. Paul Broden's in my ear. I got the score wrong. It's 14-1. Thank you, Paul. With 11 minutes to go, we're in running time. The Trojans' lone goal came from Bennett Brown, number 22. He has 25 on the year. And that is the big highlight for the Trojans tonight in the semifinal. But they've had a great year. They'll probably end up 10-5, and they have a lot to be proud of here. Meanwhile, the Red Knights, it's state tournament winner bust, and there's a quick shot by Gus Bell. His 51st of the year comes with about 10:35 to go. Clock continues to run. And now the score, if my math is still good, it's 15-1. Clock continues to wind down. There's Gus Bell. And just the look at the pace, I think it might have gone off the basket rim or his helmet, perhaps. It might have gone off just the basket there. So, yep, 15-1 our score. 10 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. The championship game will be right back here day after tomorrow, 4:30 start. If you want to come down, check it out. If you love lacrosse, come see this Red Knight team. They might be the best in the state in Class A. And now the face-off is controlled by the Trojans. Trojans with it. That is number 3, Alex Score. Score with the long stick, comes in along the goal line, being chased by Robbie Hoyt on defense. And now Alex Score will pull up and trot to the goal line, extended on the near sideline. Hoyt now forces the action, the pass across. He hits number 6 with it, Cam Johnson. Now Johnson will retreat. Substitutions by both teams, and now Johnson on the near side, the left wing, that is, and now he'll get it to Bennett Brown, the leading scorer. You can tell Brown's a heck of an athlete out there. His first goal was spectacular, and you bet he's going to try to get another one here. Brown, number 22, just a sophomore, so this is not his last game of his high school career. He's just getting going here for the Trojans, and now the turnover, and the ball ends up in the basket of Carson Brandt, if I get his number right. No, there's Carson Brandt, and the pass to Hunter Pear, and he puts it behind Henry Kurt, the junior goaltender, for goal number 16. And that goal comes with about 8:40 to go in the fourth quarter. And here's that replay. And a no-look pass by Brandt to Pear results in the 16th goal. So Pear from Brandt, the official call by Mick, the PA announcer. He's right in the middle of the scorers table. He's a legend around here. One of the greatest personalities I've gotten to know during my announcing duties with ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us here as we watch the Red Knights make their way to the final, and there's a whistle right in front of the referee, and that will stop the action, but not the clock. With 7:44 to go, and there was number 15 just trying to protect the ball, Jacob Bear. And then the whistle, and the ball is going to be in the possession of the Trojans as Bennett Brown makes his way from the sideline. Here comes Brown, number 22, with the ball right there at the 40.5-yard line, which is really the 30.5-yard line if you consider that the actual goals are on the 10-yard line of American football. Okay, now Bennett Brown to number 18, William Maleka, behind the net. Now up top to number 20 for the Trojans, Finn Miller, and he takes a shot wide right. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it looks like the Trojans are going to retain possession. Here's that replay, and the shot taken by Finn Miller, and he just misses the mark there. It may have grazed the outside of the net of the goal. Now to the near side, number 18, William Maleka to Brown. Quick, nice ball rotation to Finn Miller, and now the interception by number 15 for the Red Knights. That was Riley Murphy. He gets it to Axel Esco, and he bounces it out to the near side on the outlet pass to Brad Little. Now Little brings it to the center of the field, hits Kyle Stevens, or is that number 11? I couldn't quite see the number, William Connor. It was William Connor reaching high for it, and now he gets the return pass. Now back to Kyle Stevens. And he gets it to Carson Brandt now on the right side. Another no-look pass, this time to Mills, number 10, Cannon Mills, the senior attacker, records goal number 17 with about 6:10 to go in quarter number 4. Great pass here, no look by Brandt. Brandt came in with 24 assists ahead of his 20 goals of the year. And that's at least his second assist tonight. And he is brilliant at that no-look pass. That's his second consecutive assist on the night. And we go back to the face-off circle with 5:36 to go. Clock running. We're in running time. Our score is 17-1. So in the last 2 games, the Red Knights have scored, well, the last 3 games, 25 and 24. That's 49 plus 17. That's 59. That's 66 goals to 2 in the last 3 matches. So not a lot of formidable competition so far. But I expect it's going to get tighter as the Red Knights move closer to their ultimate goal, which is another state championship. They're looking for that 3rd ring, so to speak, and there's a shot that goes wide right of Axel Esco, the junior goaltender. Now with it for the Trojans, that's number 8, Cullen Britz, and his shot as he goes down and does a cool somersault. I'm going to give him 10 points. And now a quick shot there and the turnover for the Trojans. Nice poke check there. I believe that was by number 12, Will Schneider. Expertly strips the ball away from the Red Knights. So now with 4:16 remaining, our score 17-1. Trojans number 6, Cam Johnson in the corner. Ball loose, and it's taken away by the Red Knights number 15. That was Riley Murphy again on defense. Got it ahead to number 2, Robbie Hoyt. He gets it stripped from his basket with 4 minutes to go. And now the ball back into the possession of the Trojans. Play back underway. Clock now at 3:42. That is number 6 with it, Cam Johnson. Johnson now retreats. Up top to number 15, Jacob Baer. And he loses it out of bounds as it was intended for Bennett Brown, and an unforced error gives the ball back to the Red Knights with 3:20 remaining in quarter number 4. Now with the ball, number 33 is Brady Marcus, the freshman, getting some playoff experience, and now right in front, a shot and a goal. What a beautiful pass and a shot and a goal by Holton Vanderlinde, number 26. I didn't see who the assist was from. It was either Hunter Pear, but that's why we have replay. So from deep, the pass from 33, Brady Marcus hits Vanderlinde, and then the give and go with Dylan Popane back to Vanderlinde on the back door, and he makes the play, and he beats Kirk right at head level for the 18th goal, and that comes with under 3 minutes to go in running time. So pass, 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 goal. Pretty efficient for the Red Knights, I would say. Now back to the center circle, won single-handedly by Benjamin Watts for the Red Knights. Bounces it to Carson Brandt. Brandt with a behind-the-back pass back to Luke Drews. 2:20 remaining. Now number 12 with it, Adam Beckman, as he gets it to Gus Bell off the sideline. Now to the near side, Luke Drews. Drews comes back. Up top to number 6, Gus Bell. Now to number 12, Beckman, and around the horn we go. Brandt to Drews. Back to Bell, now back to Drews. Drews now looking, gets pushed back by the perimeter defense of the Trojans. Now Gus Bell loses it, and it gets poked away nicely by number 12 for the Trojans, Will Schneider on defense, but the Red Knights recover with number 12 picking it up, Adam Beckman. Beckman now to Bell. 1:42 remaining in the match. Bell loses his stick and the ball, and the Trojans trying to pick it up as Bell tries to get it, and now a traveling call. At least that's what they call it in basketball. I'm not sure what that means in lacrosse. And now the Trojans have it with 1:25 to go. Rushing it in the offensive zone is number 3 with it, Alex Score. Score now with the long stick. Tried to get it ahead to number 22, Bennett Brown. And now it's back with Carson Brandt behind the back pass to Popane. His shot and a great defensive effort by the goaltender, Henry Kurt. Denies the Red Knights on that one. Now Brandt with it. With 1 minute to go exactly right now in the match. Brandt now flips it to the incoming off the sideline, number 4. That is Brad Little. Little now with 53 seconds remaining. They're up 18-1. They're moving on to the championship match on Wednesday night right back here at the McQuinn Athletic Complex at 4:30 Central Daylight Time. And that shot taken by Little gets partially deflected and out of bounds. 35 seconds remaining here. On a warmish, humid night, hazy with all the Canadian wildfire smoke in the area. There's been an air quality alert that is in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll be cleared out by Wednesday, but you can definitely feel it in the air. And you can see it too. There's just this sort of haziness, and now 8 seconds remaining, and that's gonna be it. I don't expect to see any more action. 3 seconds, 2 seconds remaining. And now their play underway, and that is the final whistle, which signifies the end of the semifinal match. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our production at ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.